Hi Rosie, hi Michelle, hi Laura, hi Joy. Hi Pam, hi Charlene. Hope you're all keeping well. I am Michelle on Facebook as well. Hi Tanya. Hi Hazzy. Hi Emily. Yes. Hi Ella. Barcelona, Spain. Hi Barcelona, Spain. Hi Mike. Make room for you. Yeah.
Right. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you.
Nice.
Another fine day in paradise. No. Hardly anybody on. Don't you think you should wait a little?
We're well, cheers. Says hi.
Where is everybody? Hi, Michelle. Where is everybody? It's like looking in the cupboard and the cupboard's bare. What's happened to everybody? 3 people watching on Facebook. What you all been up to? Nobody knows.
Rachel, been gardening all morning.
Oh, jolly good.
How has your day been? Constructive. Hi, Marjorie. Looks like it's going to be a TikTok night.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we got given that by a friend. No, haven't froze Mike. Hi, Amanda Jane. Good evening, Amanda Jane. Hi, Joe. Thank you, Rachel. Yeah, not too bad. Cheers. Yeah, just been a constructive day and got things done that need to be done. Putting things up in the loft, doing paperwork and all that. So yeah, all good.
Well, looks like it's going to be a short show tonight then.
Yes.
Go on then.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Right, here you go. Opening cards. What areas of your life are you avoiding? Are they causing you upset, worry, disrupted sleep? If so, these are the areas you need to focus on. As much as you don't want to, it is necessary. Tackle your demons head on. Don't allow them to rule you for a second longer. There you go.
Okay.
Right. I do believe
Yes, it's
it
me to go
is
first.
your Royal Highness to go
Yes.
first.
Yes.
So I shall leave you and see you later. Ta-da.
Right, before we do start, I just want to put a little shout out to a lovely girl, Ellie, whose partner was found passed yesterday. So just sending out a lot of love and a lot of healing as well to them, because I've got a little child as well with them. So yeah, just send your thoughts out to lovely Ellie, the loss of her partner. Okay, let's have your names up and see who I'm drawn to. Hiya, Christine Merris. How are you, my lovely? Bless you all. Thank you so much. Hi, Cindy Vine. Okay, Rachel, can I come to you, please, Rachel? Rachel, as I'm drawing close to you at the moment, I've got a lady who's actually drawing close to me, and she comes on the maternal mother, grandmother, and she's coming round you to just give you a bit of loving at the moment, because she's saying you haven't really been yourself as of late, and there's just been a lot of things going on in your mind, and you just don't know where to start. Can you understand this so far, please, Rachel? And she's also saying that she's been there wiping the tears as well, because I've had enough, basically, and they're saying you really got to try and start living your life, and it's being very, very difficult at the moment. Okay, yeah. She's also saying that you've been giving so much away, and you've just been doing so much, and she's saying you've got to stop that. You've got to stop giving. You know, people are just doing that to use you to get what they want, and then you don't see them for dust. And she's going, you need to stop. You've got to start looking after yourself now. Life, yeah. She's actually going, life's too short on the earth plane to actually keep giving. Isn't it about time they started giving to you? And she's saying, you've also started to run out of things as well, and it just seems like you're just living at the moment, because you haven't got much more to actually do or get, because you can't afford it. And she's saying, you do need to meditate a bit more. You need to start being at one with yourself, because they're just thinking it is just awful seeing you like this, and they want to help. And when you speak to spirit, you tell them exactly what you want, not just saying, oh, I want a peaceful life. That could be anything. So what you'd need to say is, I need help with, say, for instance, a little bit of money to help me get by. You don't say, oh, I want £1 million or anything like that. I just need money to help me get by. And spirit will find ways, and I don't know how they do it themselves, but they do find a way of helping people with that. Right, okay. I'm also being told there's an anniversary coming up, or it's just gone, birthday, wedding, passing is actually coming up, or it's just gone around you, because this lady's saying, I'm always there to help you celebrate, and even though my passing, I still will be there. But you've got to not give up. Start living for you and start being you again, because it's been a long time since you've actually been you. Spirit are just letting you know that they are with you all the time, and they're only next door. They're not that far away. They do hear your cries. They do hear your calls. And they're saying, just carry on doing that, and just carry on being you, but don't keep giving. And I'm going to leave that love with you and say bless you. Right, now I'm going to bring the lovely Luke back and say, here is the lovely Luke.
Right. Right. Here is Saturn. So if you'd like a message with Saturn, please do put your names up now, please. Thank you. Now, okay, there is the talking stick. So where does it want to go? Round and round the marbly bush, and it stops in Christine Maris. Christine Maris, I be coming to you. So let's have a look, see what we see. Right, Christine, I have got a nice image of you, and you're on a beach, okay? And the image I'm seeing shows me you sitting on a deck chair on the beach. And your deck chair is positioned such that the little lapping of the waters as the tide comes in, the little waves comes in, and it just runs over your feet ever so gently. So you're just at that bit where the water can't get any higher up the beach, and it's just enough to sort of wet your toes. And as that is happening, the way you seem to be on this deck chair would suggest to me that you're, well, I'm going to say it looks like you're meditating, okay, and enjoying the energy that the wave action brings as it cleanses over your toes with the nice cool water on a nice, very nice, in this crystal anyway, very nice sunny warm day. Okay, now I'm looking at you from about the chest height upwards. So from about this area here upwards, I'm looking at quite carefully in the crystal image. And what I can see is there's a number of orbs that are floating around you. Okay. They're about this size. Okay. And I can see one literally, like I say, about 4 to 5 inches off of your face. Okay. There's one on your left hand side, there's another one here on your right hand side, and there's one just sitting about here. Okay, red, green, and blue. Now the colors aren't really significant, they just help to stand out so I can see them. Now I'm looking back into the crystal here. I want to say that I'm aware and can see the golden yellow outline of a person, and they are literally only about 3 or 4 feet behind you as you're sitting facing out to the water. They're stood, shall we say, behind you. Now just having a look, see if I see anybody else or anything else. No. I can't see anything else of significance now in the crystal, Christine. So I'm going to see if I'm able to link with the gentleman that is behind you. Okay. Right. Do we have someone for Christy Maris come in yet? Oh, right. Okay. Yes, please do. Thank you. Okay. Right. Let's see what comes in. Right. Well, I can feel the energies now in the atmosphere here in the room. Now, okay. Right, Christine, I have a gentleman coming forward. First thing that strikes me about this gentleman is there is a very strong unconditional love energy that comes in with him. Right. Yeah. I'm having an image sort of like formed in my mind's eye about this gentleman, and I want to say he is, I'm going to say slim, not medium build. I'm going to say slim-ish build, not skinny like me, but nevertheless, someone with, I'm going to say very little excess around him. I want to say that he is nimble on his feet, definitely nimble on his feet. Okay, a very dashingly good dresser. When he's got a job to do, and I don't mean work job, I mean he's got a job to do, he can be quite a dashing dresser. And I feel that this man has a very strong affinity with dancing, with dancing. And I'm saying dancing, but I'm trying to think now, what kind of dancing is this? And all I keep seeing is Blackpool Tower. Okay, Blackpool Tower. So thinking about Blackpool Tower, the sort of thing that goes on there, that would be like ballroom dancing, actually. Yes, ballroom dancing. That's what Blackpool Tower is very, very famous for. And I have a very strong feeling that this gentleman was into the likes of ballroom dancing, a very, well, I'm going to say it's dances that take a lot of skill, okay? A lot of skill. Not something anybody could just get up and do. This takes a lot of dedication, a lot of practice, many hours of practice, to get to a level where you could basically turn up, hear the music, and off you go. So this is this to me is a very strong passion of this gentleman. And I want to say that, there is no doubt in my mind, this gentleman was a really, really good ballroom dancer. Now we are talking about, well, I don't actually know any ballroom dances, to be honest. But let's just say, if you happen to watch Strictly Come Dancing, in the winter months, the only one that comes to mind is like the Passadova, but I mean, the person I've got a vision in my mind of doing the Passadova was actually Anne Widdecombe, right? So if Anne Widdecombe can do it, anybody can. But let's just say it's definitely a skill and a half. and this man made it look like it was so easy, so simple, and very, very graceful. I'm also being made aware of. Okay, he says he had quite an attraction to watching Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers doing some of their dancing. On black and white movies, apparently. All right, so this is black and white movies. Wow, are we talking about 30s and 40s? Something like that. But yeah, he's very familiar with those two, and I think very familiar too with some of the dance routines that they did. If I remember right, did they not do it with top hats and tails and sticks and things like that? But they were amazing at it, and I think it was fair to say that he idolized their abilities, and from closely scrutinizing their movies, he would have had, I'm going to say, the jitterbug definitely in him, and this man could move. He's making me aware of, of actually spinning you around the dance floor, ballroom style as well. That seemed to be like, it's very infectious. It's a very infectious skill, and it's like he was passing on his tips and his direction to yourself, so that you too would become quite an accomplished ballroom dancer. He's quite convinced, so he says, that actually, if there was an opportunity for you to go on Strictly, that you would be able to show some of these, what do they call themselves? Oh, celebrities. Really? Celebrities? That's a lot of them I've never even heard of. Yeah, but they're celebrities. Your dad seems to think that you would be a far better celebrity competitor than some of these, sorry, what's your name again? Celebrities.
Has been.
Now, okay. Now, this lovely gentleman comes very close to you for a number of reasons, but the main one being that he has a very, very strong unconditional love connection straight to you, and he describes you as being his angel, his little angel, because he used to glide across the floor. That you were, without a shadow of a doubt, the apple of his eye, and he always feels obligated to watch over you, to make sure that you are very much looked after. In the hope that one day you will take up the ballroom dancing again and really show these people how it's done, because you received and still receive a great amount of encouragement and praise from Dad, from the spirit side. And you are very much aware of his presence around you. There are a number of telltale signs that just let you know that he's there. They're subtle. There's no big booming voices, just subtle little things to confirm to you that he is very, very much around you and supporting you in all that you do. Okay. He speaks about walking on the beach with you. Your walking on the beach is your way of, I want to say, connecting to spirit in the sense of meditations, contemplations, prayer, and communion. And he often joins you on the beach as you walk and commune with the spirits. Now, he's not saying whether it's a big booming voice and you're holding a conversation that only one person, and only the people that are walking past can only hear one side of it. He's not saying it's like that. But I do believe that you do interchange messages with spirit as you walk in your sort of meditative way. And that's where a lot of the communication comes from your father, and that does give you a very strong boost, almost recharging your batteries. He says to tell you that he loves you dearly, and he's not about to leave your side anytime soon. He's to be fair, he's practically there every day. And he's well aware that you do your meditations and communions with spirit on a daily basis. And this is when he's able to get his closest to you and actually whisper things in your ear. And yes, you do make him proud every day. Every day. And I can tell straight away that his presence in any place is, I want to say, it's illuminating in the sense that the electrical charge in the room goes through the roof. It's like he brings in an amazing amount of, I want to say, electric. Literally, your hair stands on end, your senses heighten, your mood improves, you get excited, you get tingly, you get, you just can't sit down because there's so much energy comes into the room with them that you feel you have been recharged in milliseconds. That's the effect that he has. And that's his boundless joy and boundless love that electrifies the atmosphere in such a manner. And you would think that, things are on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, like, I don't know what the term is they use for electrical surge like, but it's like there's been an electrical power surge and the energy's trickled going through the cables, and things flicker and switch on and off and on and off and on and off. It's like his very essence affects the surrounds in a big way. And that is a telltale sign that he's there, because power surges. The man is very powerful. The man is very, very powerful indeed with his energies and that. And yes, they have an effect on the environment for all to see. No one can deny it. As you say, oh, that was done. Yeah. And that's before we get down to the point where things have been known to be moved. And that not always when you're not looking. Sometimes when you're watching and you'll see things move. Yeah. Again, it's just his way of saying, hello, I'm here. But for him, that is more of a demonstration of his sense of humor. Just to get your reaction and to get everybody's reaction. Some people, no doubt, if they saw that happen, would scream and run out the house, never to be seen again. Their loss. But it's never done anything like that in malice. It's more a case of just, hey, it's me. Look, see, I've moved your picture, or look, I've moved that, or look, I've moved this. And again, it's just to let you know that it is him, nobody else, just him, just us chickens, as he would say. And you would have a chuckle about it, especially if someone went screaming through the front door and out the house and down the street and was never seen again. He'd be roaring and laughing at that. But it doesn't faze you because you know it's him. Who else would it be? He's beginning to draw back now, but as he does, he's giving me a very nice image in my mind that I want to share with you. He's showing me a field of tulips. And he says that this field of tulips, which is as far as the eye can see, the tulips are as abundant here as my unconditional love is abundant for you. And I'm looking at a field of red tulips, sort of rosé red. So if you think of rosé wine, it's that sort of rosé red color. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Now, if you've never been to Amsterdam and seen the tulip field, I thoroughly recommend it. It's breathtaking. Okay. No, not at all. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to leave his love with you, Christina. I'm going to leave his love with you and that beautiful image of a field as far as the eye can see, filled with those lovely red tulips. They are breathtakingly beautiful. Okay. Right. Thank you very much, Christine, for allowing me to read for you tonight. Again, such a gentle, loving, kind, and sweet gentleman. And I'll leave him with you. Okay, right. I've now got the privilege of welcoming back His Royal Highness, the Prince of Princetown, Lord of the Rings, Keeper of the Wax, and yeah, all the other things that go with it that are too numerous to mention. And here he is, the lovely Paul.
Okay, let's have your names up and Cyril. I'm drawing to, please. Hi, Carlo. Hi, Clarky. Okay, Clarky, can I come to you, please? I'm not too bad, thank you, Carly. Hi, Angel. How are you? Right, Clarky, as I'm drawing close to you, I've got a lady drawing close to me. Well, she was a child when she was when she passed, but she's grown up a little bit now, and she's actually coming in and calling you Daddy. And she wants you to know that she's happy with what you are doing. You are making her smile now. it used to be you used to make her sad with things you were doing, but now it's been like a big turnaround, and she's actually smiling around you now. She's saying, I'm glad he's happy now and he's actually doing things he enjoys. She's saying you've had a lot to contend with and you're still having a lot to contend with, and you don't know which way to turn or who to actually go to actually talk to about these problems that you are getting. But she said, don't give up. People judge you wrongly. People always try to look the bad of you, but you're not bad. Yeah, when I used to watch you, I was scared. But now, what I see, totally different. And she's saying, you're smiling a lot more now as well. You are smiling. I know, Daddy. I know. But she's saying, you've got to try and talk calmly. No rows, just talk calmly. And they will understand you then. Don't need to shout, just talk nicely. I'm being told you will be getting some news shortly. She's not telling me what it is, but you will be getting some news. And she's saying it's going to be put a big smile on your face. So I don't know if you're waiting for some news or something, but it's going to be putting a smile on your face. Okay. Okay, but keep hold of that, Clarky, because that will be coming. Also, you've got... Okay. You and your girlfriend need to start talking to each other and not listening to other people, because other people try to cause you problems. And they do really start getting you upset. And I don't like that. But they've got... Just talk to each other and listen to each other. Don't worry about what other people try to say. They just try to put you down and upset you and cause arguments and try to split you up. And she said, I'm not going to allow that. I'm not, because you two are happy together, even though others try to say you're not, but you are. You've got to allow things to move on. You can't keep the past going. The past is the past, but you can't keep reliving the past because the past is gone. Start living for today now, and things will start moving happier then. But there are a lot of people that do judge you and your girlfriend, which they shouldn't do. No one should be judging. You have seen me. You have seen me. I've been watching you, and you did see me. And next time, say hello. And I will let you know via a medium or something. I will let you know that I received the hello. You've got to stop allowing people to try, use and abuse you here, because that is all they're doing. They're trying to get a reaction. She will. She will. Hiya, little big sis. How are you? You need to start listening to your body and start opening up to yourself. And when things are getting you down, talk to your girlfriend. Don't argue, just talk openly and honestly, and she's got to do the same as well. Your relationship, yeah, you've got to stop allowing people to put you down, because that is what they're doing, just to get a reaction from you. And don't allow them to do that for you at all. You've got a mouth, you've got a mind. Speak about it and tell them. They don't know you. How can they judge you if they don't really know you? Looks are very deceiving. Like someone could actually, hold on 1 second, I've just got to do this because because of all the time they're doing that, it's causing you more and more problems. So just turn around and tell them. You don't want to know. You don't care what they've got to say. I've added Tanya. You need to start growing up and listening, and tell them to get lost. If they don't like what you're doing or who you are, tell them to get lost. You don't need that in your life. It's like I know someone who is like full of tattoos on all over the head, face, everywhere, and he is one of the most natural, lovely people you could meet, and he's a pussycat. Okay, but never give up on your day-to-day life. You've got a strong mind, and keep using that. Hi, Valentina. So always remember, this little one is watching you all the time, and she will give you signs. Hi, Jamie. So she's pulling back now, but she just sat letting you know that she does love you and she will come and see you again. And I'm going to say cheers for that. Thank you for allowing me to work with you. And now the lovely Luke is back with his next individual.
Right, I have got Misty Blue. There we go, Misty Blue. So if you would like a message with the Misty Blue, please feel free to put your names up now, and we shall see where the talking stick goes. All right. Okay, I can see the talking stick now, so let's see where it's going. Okay, sticks on the move. Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Right, we have a stop on Alison Roper. Okay, Alison Roper, I am coming to you. Right, Alison, as I look into the crystal, I am being shown you're sat at a table, and there is a lot of paperwork, envelopes, photographs, all these sort of things, all sort of like spread out on this table. And the look that I'm seeing in your face is one where you are quite intrigued by collection of these letters, photographs. It's a bit like you're looking at, although I can't personally read what's written on the paperwork there, it's as though you are taking a trip down memory lane. Okay? Sort of reminiscence of good times past. Remembering happy times, remembering, having good fond memories of family members that have since gone. And I do sense very much around you, as the energy that I'm picking up from through the crystal, that there are a massive amount of good, fond memories of time goes past. I want to say extremely happy times, where the home was filled with a great sense of wonder and love. Now, as I look around you from about chest height, from about this distance up, okay, up to the top of your head there, I do want to say that there's one thing that stands out. There is a very, very big orb that hovers on the right hand side. I'm going to say it's roughly chin height, but it's definitely there, and I can see it pulsating. It's a sort of a silvery color with nice pulsating light. So there's a strong energy that draws very close to you. And okay, and as I look slightly behind you, okay, and as I look at you as if I'm looking at you now, okay, just over your right hand shoulder there, I can see a person forming in the yellowy golden shimmering light, okay, taking the form of a person. I can't tell whether it's man or female or anything like that, because those details are still very much obscured. But there's definitely a person materializing. Big posh word, that one. Materializing sounds like an episode of Doctor Who, funnily enough. That materializes, and so does that. But there, that's another story. Okay. Right, I'm going to try and connect with this individual, so bear with me, Alison. Do we have somebody for Alison Roper in the queue? Or about to join the queue? Okay, right, I'll hang on. Thank you very much. Right, there is someone coming through the portal now, so let us await with bated breath. Pardon?
Glass of cake.
Thank you. Right, okay. Right, okay, Alison, I want to say that there is a female energy coming close to me at the moment. Yeah, now I want to say that this lady is past the age of retirement. Okay, got to be careful because I don't want to upset her. I'm looking at someone at the very top end of their 70s to early 80s. Okay, but as she comes in, I feel like although she maybe have big numbers, age-wise, that this lady certainly has the personality, the energy, and the joy, if you like, of someone younger than their the age that she is. I also want to say that as she sort of like maneuvers around where I am, I do want to say that I'm hearing, I think it's a TV show theme. I'm trying to think. I know it, but I'm just trying to think the name of it. The name of it. I get, I recognize the music from some obscure TV shows that my mum watches all the time, and I'm talking about the repeats of the repeats of the repeats of the repeats. But it's like she sort of like, well, that's the way she passes her time. No. Okay, right. Now, I don't know if anyone will remember this one because I can't even remember when it was broadcasted initially. Okay, I have seen the odd repeat of it now and again, and it's called Angels. Okay, Angels. It's something to do with people that were working in a hospital. Okay, but that music is playing in the background, which to me is a memory trigger. Okay, a memory trigger related to this lady. I also want to say that she had a passion for a passion for working with people and giving them their dignity back. Okay, these are people that were at their most vulnerable, and she was there around them, giving them back their dignity, their self-respect. And to her, it wasn't actually a job. It was more like a vocation, or as some people would say, it was their mission in life. Their, to be in a form of service that gave back something special to the community in which they were a part of. And this was definitely a vocation, which she done. I'll go as far as saying, to be honest with you, it's the way she's showing me what she's doing. It was her way of sharing out the compassion and the empathy towards people. It's not a job that everybody could do. It's not a job that everybody would want to do. But this lady did it because it needed to be done, and she done it out of love. Love for her fellow human being. Okay. And that in itself is a great honor, and deserves the utmost of recognition. And this was the way that she spent a large proportion of her life, being in service to others. Nothing was too much. And she had a bedside manner that only an angel, only an angel, generally speaking, would be expected to have. A human touch, unconditional love, and empathy beyond measure. As she draws close to you, she also brings those qualities with her to surround you with it, because you yourself are, in many respects, the mirror image of what your mother stood for. A bottomless supply of compassion, an unending supply of unconditional love, and a mountain of love and laughter to bring a sense of happiness back to those who needed the help and support. And she takes great pride in seeing that, although you're not necessarily following her footsteps career-wise, you follow in her likeness with your interaction with individuals. You do things out of love, out of compassion, out of respect, and they thoroughly benefit enormously from you sharing such wondrous compassion. It does, as she's telling me, it does sometimes backfire on you, because there are people out there who take advantage of you when you share such wonderful qualities, and would seek to, well, without a shadow of a doubt, just take advantage of your big style. But I would say that those who knew your mother would say without a shadow of a doubt that you reflect her qualities, and they see her without a shadow of a doubt in everything that you do. So as she gathers round it, she brings you her strength, her continuous compassion, and also her love for the fellow man, you know. And she is very proud of you. She's very, very proud of you, because it takes a special individual to display qualities as that. And not everybody has the ability to do so. They may well claim they do, but they lack the know-how of how to interact at those levels. So your mum is very, very proud of you, and I feel that society owes her a great debt of gratitude for the sacrifices that she made to make a better world. And I think she succeeded immensely. She comes forward with a small gift that she wants to give you, and as she manifests it in my mind's eye, I want to say that she has shown me a potted orchid. Now, the orchid itself is a lovely red, and she says that this represents the energy that burns in her heart, that gave her the strength to do what many people would have said was the impossible. And she wants you to share that energy, that fire in her soul, for giving back a little bit to society for the common good, and to share the love for those less fortunate. So I'm going to leave that love and that beautiful potted orchid with you from your mum, and say thank you very much for the privilege of reading for you this evening. So what a lovely, lovely, lovely individual. So while I recharge the batteries, Paul is going to restart TikTok because it's not working. You're very welcome, Alison. Right. Right. Clarky, I think everything is back on in regards to Paul's TikTok.
Yep.
Okay. It's saying we are notifying viewers that you're live, whatever that means. Right. Okay, now I just have to take a drink and disconnect myself from Alison. Right. Right, now, okay, let's see where we're going. So let's go back up and see if the talking stick is back. I'll still be using the misty blue. So, right. Okay, we have a talking stick again. Right, excellent. Now, let us see where he goes. Ah, right, we're on the move again. Right, let's see where he goes. Doobie 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 doop. Doobie 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 doop. Doobie 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 doop. Doobie 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 doop 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 doop. Okay. We have a stop on Carly Lou. Right, we have a stop on Carly Lou. Right, okay, let me see. Right. Okie dokie. Right, looking into the crystal, what do we have? Right, I've got a lovely image of Carly Lou here on the sofa. Right. Ooh, looks like you've got a cup of tea or a coffee beside you in a mug. Right. Can't quite tell which one of the two it is because they all look quite dark. Right. Now. Okay. Oh, there's a little knob there, and it's just there. Just literally at the corner of your chin, there's an knob. And it's a lovely red. Lovely red. Right. Right now, okay. So, as you're sat there on the sofa, Carly, I want to say standing behind the sofa, there's a person in spirit. They're very close to you as well. Literally, they could just lean forward and back of the hand on the back of the neck type thingy. Right, I can't really see whether this is a man or whether it's a woman or, you know, or a child, but I can't say, the shape of the body is misty, which would just give me a shape of a human body. That's how I know it's a person as opposed to an animal. So we'll just have to see if we can make connection with them. Right. Do we have somebody for Carly Lou? Oh, right. Okay. Yes, please. Right. We have someone here, Carly. So let's just write. Right. Well, that was quick. Thank you very much. Okay, Carly, I have a lady here with me. And all I want to say straight away about this lovely lady is that she has an undeniably different way of, shall we say, demonstrating her command of the English language. Okay. It is definitely one to behold, isn't it? Right. I have to say, there isn't anything, okay? There isn't anything remotely resembling in any way, shape, or form a filter. Okay, so this is filterless, which means I really have to be careful that I don't repeat some of the things that she's coming out with. Right, but nevertheless, you can tell through all of the decorative language that she still loves you. Okay, it's just that she's from a generation that doesn't quite grasp this politically correct and this, what's the other word they use, this woke, okay, woke society. I haven't got a clue what this woke society is. No one's ever explained it to me, so I haven't got a clue what being woke is all about. But it's there. It's part of the. It's the buzzword. People use it out in the streets, and oh, you're not very woke. I said, I don't even know what woke is. But really, this poor lady, I think, is in the same boat as me and doesn't know what woke is either. but she certainly doesn't know what political correctness is, in addition to the woke. So whatever she thinks in her head is what comes out of her mouth, okay? And she comes in, well, she's coming in about a mission that you had, okay? About a mission that you had. And she has a few opinions on the mission. The first thing she wants to say to you is a declutter is meant to be a declutter. The pile of get rid is meant to be at least 50 times bigger than the pile of, oh, I might just keep a hold of that. Okay? And she's suggesting that you have another look at the pile of things that you might just keep a hold of. Because she's saying that really practically all of that can go for a drive. Okay? Declutter is meant to be declutter, not just move from one place to the other. And she's also talking about, did you check down the sides of the sofa for the loose change? And she's talking about like pound coins, 50 pences, that sort of thing. Said, because you'd be surprised how much coinage falls out of your pockets when you're laid on this. Where's this going? Laid on the sofa. What? Ah, right. Okay. Right. I thought there was something else coming out there. Right. When you're a little bit worse for wear, okay, on the sofa, what spills out? Oh, you did £7. Well, blimey, in that summer. Well done, you. Because she's saying that every little bit helps, and she's not just talking about pennies as well. She's talking about other little trinkets and things that fall down in the sofas, like necklaces, bracelets, bangles. All that sort of stuff that can be like pawned. Her words, not mine. She's the one saying pawned. Nah, but I'll leave that for you to work out. She's also feels that. Yeah, I'll tell her. Yeah, if you get round to telling me what you want me to tell. She wants to also say, well done. For finally saying what needed to be said. Maybe a little bit more direct would have been helpful, but at least you said it. So she wants to congratulate you for that, but she feels that you weren't quite as powerful in your vocational explicits. Well, she didn't use any of that language. No. That would be more vocal, not vocational. More vocal. Yeah. She thinks she could have been a bit more direct, but nevertheless, you did your best and you did a good job. So well done, she's saying. See, I told you she wouldn't. Right? She didn't use any of your bombshells. She did it the right way. No, I'm not saying that to her, no. She said one wouldn't have went amiss, you know. But then that's the difference between you and her. She's more direct, unfiltered, whereas you're more professional. Okay, so well done, you. And congratulations for finally getting around to it. I'm sure you feel a lot better having said it now than bottling it up. Right. but she's only just had one. She says she thinks you need another declutter. Okay? To declutter the stuff that you didn't declutter. That's the stuff that you didn't throw out, but you kept, that really needs to go. So she's saying another little declutter won't go amiss. But you need to be ruthless. She's saying you need to be ruthless. You know, if she does what you're suggesting, she won't have anything in the house. Anyway, she's saying, yeah, just have another look. I'm sure there's more declutter that you can declutter. But, you know, she wants you to be ruthless about it. You know, if you haven't used it in the last 24 hours, you ain't going to use it in the next 24. So she's saying get rid. But a bit OTT, I think. Okay. Now, okay, she's my, oh my, really? Oh, I am surprised. Okay, she's starting to pull back now. You know, look at this. This is a look of shock and horror. She's pulling back now. I mean, she's only been here about 5 minutes. But as she's pulling back, right, she says she wants to leave you a little something to celebrate with. Okay, now, so what have you got? Now, just show me a picture of it in my mind. Yeah. Okay. Are you serious? Okay. Right. I have to say, Carly, now, I don't really know what to say about this, right? She's given me an image of a Stella Artois 6-pack as a gift that she wants to leave behind for you in order for you to have a little celebrate. Okay? So I have no idea if you drink that stuff. You know, what was wrong with the bottle of wine? You know, I have no idea. But no, it's a Stella 6-pack. She's leaving behind for you as a means to help you celebrate getting the words off your chest. You know, they've been a while stuck there, but you've got them off your chest. And I know how relieved you feel having done that. Okay. So I'm going to leave. She wants me to leave the 6-pack with you. So there, you know, feel free to take the 6-pack. And her love. And her decorative, flowery explicits and things like that. But I'll leave them all with you and wish you well. As she's making her way over to, well, she's gone over beside Tonka. Now, is he going to end up with an ear bashing? I don't know. We'll soon find out. But she's a lovely lady. Once you get to know her, she's a lovely lady. And I can tell you what, I could sit and listen to her for hours because she would have me wetting myself with laughter. And sometimes you just need someone like that in your life now and again, just to give you that boost, you know, to say it how it is without any filters and shock you and also have you wetting yourself laughing. And that's what I love about that lady. Absolute star. Okay. So I'm going to leave you with that and say thank you very much again for the privilege of meeting that lovely lady. So I'm going to have a little rest now. I'm going to invite back the lovely Paul, who's had a nice sit down and able to recharge his batteries. So I shall see you in a little while. So here's a lovely Paul.
Okay, let's have your names up and see who I'm drawn to, please. Hi, James Edwards. Hi, Geraldine. Hope you're all okay. If I'm drawn to her, I will. But I can't just... Right, I'm going to go to... Is it Shy? S-H-I-E? Shy? If I do say your name wrong, I do apologise. No, I would just explain, people, you're all on here as equal, and if I keep on going to people that just keeps asking us like that, then it will never work. So we leave it to spirit to actually tell us who we're going to. Right, I did say a name. Shy, is it S-H-I-E? I'm waiting for her to say yes or no. No worries, Mike. Right. As I'm drawing close to you, I do feel you're quite elegant, the way you dress and the way people are around you. And it's saying you've been after people noticing you, but sometimes they seem to be noticing you in the wrong way, if you can understand this. There is a gentleman who comes around you, and he comes in like father, grandfather, paternal is paternal. And he's telling me this, you've always wanted people to just see you for you and not anybody else. And he's saying you've always been like that. You've wanted people to like you and love you. And it's not, sometimes it feels they only want you for one thing and one thing only. Can you understand this, please? Hi, Chelsea. Yeah, and it does get you down, but he's saying, look, you are very much noticed, especially by spirit and especially by me. You don't need to get the attention of anyone else. Just look after yourself and live for yourself. You don't need people trying to say, oh, I only like you at this, I only like you at that. No, it does not work like that. You are loved by the people that are meant to love you, and that is for you. and it don't cost you anything, and you don't have to do anything as a reply. Keep the love going, but you will know when the right ones are the right, and don't listen to all these doubters, because that's all they are. They just want their own, they just want people to like them. That's all it is. And when they don't like it. But you have got such a good heart and such a lovable nature, and you just need to keep that how it is. You've had so much to contend with over the last few years, and it's not been easy for you, and you have found life quite difficult growing up. Hi, Natalia. You need to start opening your ears and listening and knowing what people are saying, because people are cruel, and it is a cruel world we live in. People seem to want to judge people without even knowing facts or anything, and that is the sad thing about this world these days. You have got such a beautiful heart. You never give up on trying, and that is what makes me so happy about you. And you always make me proud of who you are. You don't need anyone who tries to treat you that way. Just keep it free and keep it simple. That is the best way you can do. But I'll tell you something. You do make me proud. Hiya, Sags. How are you, my lovely? And yes, you do make me proud all the time. And you don't need to do anything to make me proud. Just being you is enough to make me proud. You've got this, and I know that you will overcome any obstacle that gets in your way, because that is you. Now, you carry on with the love and the respect that you have, and just keep it plain and simple. That's the best way. And I'm going to leave that love with you and say bless you. Thank you, Shai, for allowing me to work with you. Right, okay, let's have your names up and see who I'm drawing to next. Okay, James Edwards, I don't think I've ever read for you. Can I come to you, please? No problem. Right, James, as I'm drawing close to you at the moment, I do feel that you're in a bit of a tiz-was. Like, your mind's wondering what next? How can I get to the next level? How can I do this? And I've got a lady drawn close to me, and she comes on maternal mother, grandmother, and she's saying, you don't need to do anything apart from just be yourself. Just be yourself and be happy who you are. You don't need, this is just like shy as well. You don't need people to try and tell you what to do and what not to do. You are better than that. You have grown up to be a fine young man. And yeah, you do get haters or people try to put you down. Oh, I've had it all my life, but I let it go over me now. And you are liked by many people. And you are loved by many as well. And you haven't had to do anything. You haven't had to change anything or do anything to make them want you. Hi, Jamie. You keep the strength up because you've got a beautiful soul and a beautiful person inside and out. And the best thing, you don't have to do anything to have that. You're just showing the love and showing the light. And that is all you need to do. As long as you don't do anything illegal or anything like that, that is all we ask. Just for you to be you. You've also had a lot of things going on in your mind as well. And it's like, oh, I'm going to give up on everything. I don't want to work anymore. I don't want to do this because I'm not getting shown the appreciation. I'll tell you something, James. I appreciate you, and I know there's plenty of others that appreciate you. And you haven't done anything. You've just been you. And you just keep it as that. And if people don't like it, they know where the door is. And they can go with my blessing. Because I don't have people like that in our circle or in our groups. The only people in our groups are full of love and full of light and always show respect to everyone. Bless your heart. But you just got to be you. And just be happy who you are. And just don't give up. Because this lady, she speaks wise words. And she's just saying she loves you to pieces. And don't spoil yourself with these tears. Don't let them win. Because if they're seeing you broken, they'll be out celebrating, yeah, we've done this, we've done that. Stop now. Because no one can be you. As much as I'd like to be, they can't. There's only one you. And that is you yourself. So keep that up, and I'm going to leave that with you. Say bless you. And the love of this lady, say bless you. Take care. Right, now here he is, the king of the crystal, the lovely Luke.
Right. Wasn't that a lovely message? Absolutely stunning, dear. Stunning. Right. Oh, excuse me. Coca-Cola always seems to be very gassy. But then I do enjoy a glass of Coke. Right. I'm going to do a reading with the blue sapphire. Okay. One of my little favorite ones. I think it's absolutely absolutely stunning the way this crystal is formed. And you can see so much in it. So anyway, and diverse. Let's have a look and see if we have the talking stick back in its starting blocks. Yeah, I can see it flashing. Right, okay, well, we've got it. So looking at the clock, we are quickly running out of time. So this is going to be my last read for tonight. So let's see, where shall we go? So if you like to put your names up now as the talking stick starts to move, and we'll see who the chosen individual is. So do keep your names coming up until I have a stop. Right, it stopped, and it stopped on a, well, I'm not sure if you pronounce your name Jamie or Jamie, but I'll say it's Jamie Rose. Jamie Rose. So I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce your name, but forgive me if I've made an error. Okay, so let's have a look. Right, Jamie, as I look into the crystal, wow, it's beautiful. Right, I'm being shown an image of you on your sofa, okay? And I'm looking particularly at chest to head height on you, which is about here, upwards, okay? And what I can see on your right hand side here is an orb about level with your ear, okay? And it's a lovely yellow color, very, very bright yellow color. So I'm very much aware of spiritual activity around you. And I'm also, okay, now we're moving into a panoramic view here. So that's the picture stretched like that. And I'm seeing a person in spirit manifest in the crystal. Now, if I were you, so I'm sat on the sofa here, I'm looking out that way. On the left hand side of you, which would be that side, okay, and I'm looking at, I'm looking at probably 4, maybe 5 feet away is where this individual's manifesting. Now, the shape of the body is made up of a yellowy golden haze, which is another way you could call it a mist if you really want. But it is forming the shape of a body. I cannot tell if it's man or woman. It's not that defined, okay? But there's definitely someone there. So what I'm going to do is put the crystal back down and see if we have someone for you, Jamie, in the queue. Do we have somebody for Jamie Rose in the queue? All right, they've just come through the portal now. Okay. Just the one? Right, okay. Yes, please. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, we've got somebody. Okay. Okay, right. Straight away, Jamie, I want to say this is the energy of a lady that's come forward. And with this lady, I'm looking at you as generation 1, mum and dad, and your uncle and aunties, that would be generation 2. I want to go to generation 3, which would be grandma, granddad, great aunties, great uncles. That's where I want to go with this lady. I want to be going down the maternal side of the family, that mum's side of the family with this lady. And as she brings her energy forward, I want to say this lady feels very much to me, and in the very sharp glimpse of her face, I want to be placing this lady in her 80s. And I'm drawn to the early 80s, so like 81, 82, 83, 84, that section there of her 80s years. I do want to say that she strikes me as a very well-dressed lady, okay? Very well-dressed lady. We're not talking about, just chucking on any old rags. This lady likes to be presentable, okay? And I'm made very much aware of the fact that her hair is important as well. She likes to look her best with her hair. So I feel this lady is someone who would be very much a regular visitor to the hair salon, okay? She does like getting pampered, and she does like getting her best. And all her friends go there as well. And so it's like a get together. She's got this huge contraption stuck on top of her head. Okay. And then she's got, I don't know, I'm going to say curlers or whatever ladies do to their hair. I've never actually witnessed what happens in a ladies' salon. So I'm sort of guessing, right? But I have seen the great big contraption that they put on their head. So I would believe she'd be sat there with these contraptions on in a row, and they'd be having their natters, there maybe their cups of tea, reading their magazines. What was it? The Women's Own, the Titbits, the Women's Weekly, and if you were pretty upmarket and had a bit of that, it would be Hello magazine. All right. But I also want to say that she was definitely of a generation that would be very outgoing. Okay. She would have a sense of independence. She would be out there. She would know everybody in the street. She would know everybody who's anybody in the street. Because she's very much reminded of her time as a young lady, where everybody in the street knew everybody in the street. They knew the mums, the dads, the children, aunties, uncles, grannies, that sort of thing. So anybody who was a stranger in the street would stand out a mile, because everybody would know, who's that there? I have no idea. So it'd be a stranger. So there'd be all eyes peeking behind curtains, watching where this person would be going. She talks affectionately about the days where she could go up to the corner shops and leave the door wide open, and nobody would be pilfering your house, because everybody, neighbors' wives, would be watching your house while you were out. So there's no, I mean, it's not like today where everybody's house is like Fort Knox. You you lock your front and back door and all your windows just to go to the loo. But she talks affectionately of the good old days. Her days, the days she remembers as a child, the good old days where you could just leave your doors open, or you could go off on holiday and not having worry about not locking the door or anything, because people were watching your property for you. I also want to say that this lady had a very attractive spirit. Okay, and what I mean by that is people felt drawn to her, drawn to her in the good sense, drawn to her, because they found her personality attractive. They found her trustworthy. They felt they'd known her for years and they'd only just met her. And, you know, in the process of just general chit-chat conversation, they would end up telling her their life stories and warts and alls, you know, skeletons, scandal, you name it. And she would be compelled to listen intently, and then she would come up with some good words of advice and encouragement. But these words were not necessarily the words that she would actually use herself, because this lady had a connection to spirit, and spirit did very often speak through her and deliver words of wisdom and encouragement. And many of those words were also words of healing that would bring a sense of release to the individuals that she bumped into in conversation. And this would be anywhere, you know, at the bus stop, at the co-op, in the high street, at the butchers, the bakers, in the library, you name it, all the places that she would frequent as part of her day-to-day life. She met people that would just open up and tell her everything. And it was very much a mission. She wasn't necessarily aware of it at the time, but it was a mission that Spirit gave her to bring words to those that were, to quote the Bible, I think the words that they use is, those are heavy laden, you know, and she would actually take those heavy loads off them by allowing them to get it off their chest. You know, in some ways you could say she was like a lady priest. They'd come in and do their confessions. She'd say words of wisdom and they'd go away and they were forgiven. But they would go away and they would be released from all of that negativity, because she encouragement of healing, of enlightenment, you know, positive words that would replace the negative energy. And that was her mission. And she draws very close to you, Jamie, because she sees some of herself in you. You are someone that people find easy to talk to. And though you are young in years in comparison, you also have quite a bit of experience of life. You know what it's like to go through difficult times. And at the moment, there are many, many people out there going through great struggles of many, many different types of struggles. And you haven't been there yourself. You have the compassion and the empathy to understand where they're coming from. And you give words of wisdom back that comes from Spirit. And you're often like, where did that come from? And it's from Spirit. And this is where this lovely grandmother figure takes great pride to see you carrying on the work that she herself did. And she is extremely proud. You have a lot to offer, in the sense that you have many, many positive attributes and characteristics that Spirit will utilize as and when the time is right. And I would encourage you to spend time in communion with Spirit and to find out exactly what your real mission is, because there's so much that you can do, and there's so many lives out there that your compassion and empathy can touch and change for the better. And yes, I'm telling her. So she just wants to say she's very proud of you. And I wish you, as with everybody else, every success on your spiritual journey. Some people, it takes years and years and years to find out what spirit really have in store for them. Others know from a very young age. Not everybody is the same, and everybody's path and walk of spirit is different. But they have such exciting work ahead for you, and I wish you every success in it. And as she pulls back, she wants to give you something, so I'm just waiting for her to show me in my mind's eye what it is, what the image is. Oh, well, that's nice. Yes. I'm being shown a big lint bunny rabbit, the one with the little red ribbon and the bell. Right? She's showing me a big one of those, and she's showing me it on a dining table. So I have to leave you a big chocolate bunny, and not just any old chocolate bunny. No, not even a Marks and Spencer's chocolate bunny, but a lint chocolate bunny. And she leaves that with all her love. I'll say thank you very much for allowing me, Jamie, to read for you. God bless you, and do take her love with you and that of ourselves. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the readings we have time for tonight. So I'm going to invite the lovely Paul back so that we can bring our evening to a close. You're very welcome, Jamie. Right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our closing group card. Wonder what we have. Right, here we go. Here it is. It says, focus your mindset on what you can control instead of what you can't. The world is your oyster. Elevate your thought patterns so that you can attract abundance in your life. You are what you believe. So if you believe yourself, you can be whatever you choose to be. Right?
Such lovely wise words.
Yeah. So a big thank you from both of us for joining us this evening and making tonight a nice success. We are extremely grateful to each and every one of you for taking the time out of your busy lives to join us for 2 hours this evening. It has been an absolute pleasure. And we hope, God willing, to be back again on Fabulous Friday. Fabulous Friday.
Yeah, where it is lighting up the candle for the people that have lost people in spirit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, we've got the Candle of Remembrance as well as our 2-hour spiritual clairvoyance show and some demonstrations of all the different tools that we have to hand. So, you are more than welcome to join us for Fabulous Friday. We'll be here on Facebook on DoubleTrouble at 8 o'clock. And for those of you watching on TikTok, same time, 8 o'clock Friday on TikTok.
Yes.
So book your seats now and reserve your snacks.
But I did make an announcement yesterday. Sometime I'm not actually sure when yet. I've got to check the numbers who would like it. I'm going to be doing a paid event of wax cards.
Yes.
So if you're interested, please message me or Luke or whoever, and let us know if you're interested. It is a paid event, so I will be.
Yeah, a paid event, and that's on TikTok.
Yeah, which you'd have to pay to come in, basically. Yeah. But yeah, that will be happening sometime shortly.
Yeah, so this is one of the new things that we are looking to introduce from the 1st of June onwards. So we've got a little bit of time to see whether or not there is interest on TikTok for it, and if there's sufficient interest, then we may well make that a regular-ish event. Okay.
Yeah, there will be a notice going up, Michelle.
Yeah. So we'll yet to see what the response is. So if you have interest in such an event, then please do message Paul or myself. And if the numbers are going to make it worthwhile, we will actually put it on for you. And also from the 1st of June, in regards to private readings, because we are aware that a number of our viewers do want to have private reads, but it is difficult due to their financial constraints. So we will be introducing a facility where you can pay weekly or fortnightly, towards a private read, and then once you've reached the price of the private reads, whether that's a half hour with Paul or a half hour with me or the full hour with both of us, whichever takes your fancy, then we can pick a date between us all that suits you and us, and whether that be 9 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or something like that, on a date and a time that suits all of us, and we would happily carry it out for you. So everybody has an opportunity to have a private read if they so wish, because we do know that not everybody's working. Some of us are on pensions, some of us are on state benefits, and a private reading is expensive, depending on who you go to, but we want to make it affordable to everybody. So we will be introducing pay a little bit as you go, so that you can have the opportunity of a private read if you wish one. Okay. However, on the show, as you see, every day we're on, every reading we do on the lives is completely free. Yeah. And what else? Yeah.
Just going to enjoy our day off tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to put our feet up tomorrow and enjoy a day of rest. We wish you a lovely day, and we will look forward to seeing you all Friday. So until Friday comes and we're all together again, God willing, right, we wish you well. Please do look after yourselves and each other, and don't forget, spread the love. There you go. Night, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you. Bye. Bye.